So bishop e2 line is positional line, very quiet line, and white wants to play in the center after castle f4, bishop e3, a4, and black has here two options, to play e5 or to play e6. It's completely different variations. And now I would like to show you my game against Alexander Areshenko. I played with white pieces. It was in the year 2001. He played e5 variation. I played knight b3, bishop e7, castle, castle, and now I made very interesting move. I played king h1. This move is very flexible move, but besides king h1, white has other plans, other options. For example, there is very interesting plan with bishop f3, with idea to control all the time the d5 square. It's the key square. And black plays usually bishop e6. Now rook e1, for example. Knight bd7, a4, with idea to play a5 and then bishop g5, and then to do something with this knight on b3, to play knight d2, knight f1, knight e3, or knight g3, or even there is very interesting plan, knight c1, knight a2, and knight b4. So, and black should the main idea for black is to play d6, d5 in some moment, but it's very hard to do in this variation. So this variation is very positional, very interesting, and there is options. There is option for white. Also, white can play bishop e3. It's other plan, also very interesting. And after bishop e6, white plays usually queen d2 or queen d3. After queen d2, knight bd7, white plays positional, rook fd1, f3, bishop f1, a4, queen f2. The main idea is to control this d5 square. And after queen d3, black plays knight bd7. There is other plan. White plays knight d5, and now black should take with the bishop, because take on d5 with the knight is bad, because bishop hasn't this f5 square after queen d3. So, and the position after bishop d5, e d5, knight e8. White has two bishops pair, and but black has a better structure, and the idea for black is to play bishop g5, f5, and in the future black has some attacking chances in this type of structure. So that was it was two different plans with bishop f3 and bishop e3, and I played king h1, also interesting move. He played b6, but black has a lot of options. For example, after bishop e6, white plays f4 with idea f5, and king on h1 is better placed than on g1. Also, after, for example, queen c7, white can play g4 here, and king stands also good on h1. g4 with idea g5 and knight d5. After, for example, b5, white plays a4, and after b4, knight d5, bishop b7, knight e7, queen e7, f3. White has two bishops pair, but black can play immediately d5, and position is unclear, I think. So b5 is interesting. And also knight c6 is very popular move here. After knight c6, I think white can play f3 with idea after bishop e6 to play knight d5, and black can take only with a bishop. And after bishop d5, e d5, white has bishop pairs. So, but in the game b6 is normal move. He played b6 and I played f3. Prophylaxis. He played bishop b7, I played a4. He played knight c6. After a4 to play knight c6 is typical idea to use this b4 square. And black could play here d5 immediately, and after d5 I think e d5, knight d5, knight d5, queen d5, queen d5, bishop d5, rook d1, bishop e6, and bishop e3, rook c8. Position is more or less equal. I don't see big problems for black. I think it's possible to play d5 immediately instead of knight c6. So, but in the game he played knight c6, I played bishop g5, he played knight b4, and I played knight b1. This move is against d5. He played h6, and d5 is bad here because white plays c3, and after knight c6 takes on f6, bishop f6, e d5, and white has extra pawn for nothing. So d5 it's bad, but he played h6. I think it's mistake, h6. Instead, the best move here I think is a5, with idea after c3 to play knight a6 with idea d5, and if white plays knight d2 then d5, and black has excellent position. But if white plays c4, then black can play knight h5, and after bishop e3, bishop g5, and black has also very good position here, good counterplay on the king side. So, and in the game was h6, I think it's mistake here. I played bishop f6, knight a3. He played queen c7, it's normal move. I played queen d2. He played knight c6. knight c4, rook a d8. I think it's right move. After rook if d8, it was a game Ivanchuk against Topalov. After a5, white is slightly better because after b5, knight b6 with winning tempo. So he played rook a d8. I played queen a3, and now he made a big mistake. He played b5. Instead of b5, he should play knight d4. It was the right move. After knight d4, e d4, queen b3. He should play now. He should sacrifice a pawn to play d5, and after e d5, bishop d5, queen b6, queen c8. Black has a good compensation for a pawn, two bishop pairs, and for example after knight a3, because b3 is not good, or after b3 is d3, so winning a rook. So after knight a3, he can play just bishop e5, and black has good compensation with idea queen f5 and queen f4. So it was the best move. Knight d4, and after b5, ab5, queen b6. White is better here because he should change queens, or he just loses this pawn on b5. And in the game was queen b6, knight b6, b4. I made now very typical move, exchanging bishops, bishop a6, bishop a6, rook a6, and now white can use this d5 square. He played knight e7. So knight e7, I played rook d1. It's logical move against d5 and to control this d5 square. Bishop g5 with an idea to play f5. I played g4 against f5. Also possible was knight a5, and after bishop e3 to play knight bc4, bishop d4, knight b7, rook a8, rook a8, rook a8, knight bd6, rook a2, and rook b1. White has an extra pawn, but it's not so easy to win this position. So the move in the game is normal. g4, he played g6, knight a5, now f5, g5, knight b7. White won a pawn on d6, rook b8, knight d6, rook bd8 back. Now there is a pin, and black has some counterplay for a pawn, but of course white is better. Knight bc4, e4, knight g6. After knight c8, with idea to attack this d6 knight, white plays king g2, rook f4, rook f1. Now there is no pin, and after rook g4 check, king a3, h3, knight d6, knight d6, rook h4, king g3, rook h5 with idea bishop f4, and after knight f7, rook f8, rook g6 check, king h5, knight g5 check, king g6, rook f8, rook g5, and king f3. And white has an extra pawn, and I think white should win this rook endgame. So it was variation knight c8, and he played knight g6, and after rook da1 he made mistake, he played rook f2. Instead of rook f2 it was better practical chance to play knight h4, and after knight white should play king g1. White is better here, but if white plays knight e5 it's mistake. After rook f6 with idea bishop f4, the pin, and also first rank is weak, and black has a counterplay here. So it was the best practical chance for black. And after rook f2 I just played knight f5, and now white is winning. In the game he played king h7, and after rook h7 he played king g8. After king h8 white plays knight cd6 with idea knight f7, and white is winning. And after king g8 he resigned because of rook g7, rook g6. So I won this game. It was my game against Alexander Areshenko, and it was the variation bishop e2 and e5.
Hi, this is Grandmaster Damian Lemos. First of all, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you would like to receive more free chess videos from us, you can just click the subscribe button below. I would also highly recommend signing up for my free mail course, the 10 Grandmaster Secrets to Dominate Chess. During this exclusive course from onlinechesslessons.net, I'll share with you my own Grandmaster shortcuts to effective attacking, defending, and growth hacks to improving your chess without complicated books or memorization. So sign up by clicking the sidebar on the right, and I know you won't be disappointed. Once more, this is Damian for onlinechesslessons.net, and I'll see you in my videos. Thank you.